Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
The Bugatti circuit was abuzz again as Marc Marquez's name came up as the fastest. The Ducati Lenovo rider was outstanding in the first free practice session, FP1, of the 2025 French MotoGP, recording the best time while breaking the fastest lap record on the Le Mans circuit. Marc Marquez doesn't seem to have taken long to really bond with the Desmosedici GP25. After moving from Gresini Racing to Lenovo's factory Ducati team earlier this season, many wondered whether Marquez would be able to compete at the highest level on a bike that is known for being ferocious yet difficult to control. The answer is now starting to become clear. Not only can he compete, he is actually kicking ass. In the FP1 session, which took place in sunny weather and optimal track temperature, Marquez was aggressive right from the start. He looked confident and was able to set a good rhythm, overtaking riders one by one in the time sector, until finally recording a lap time that left the entire paddock stunned. With a time that even surpassed his previous record at Le Mans, Marquez showed that he was back in top form. This record is not just about numbers, but also a strong message to his rivals. Marc Marquez is not finished yet. After years of struggling with injuries and bike limitations at his previous team, he now comes with the full support of a factory Ducati team that has world-class technology and resources. FP1 this time was also characterized by intense competition with big names like Francesco Bagnaia, Jorge Martin, and Enea Bastianini. But none of them were able to match Marquez's pace today. In fact, Pecco Bagnaia, who also uses a factory Ducati bike, seemed to have difficulty matching Marquez's consistency in every sector of the track. Breaking the lap record in this free practice session is not just a technical record, but also a sign that the French GP could be one of the turning points of the season. Marquez doesn't just want to stay on the Ducati bike, but seems to be aiming for victory after victory, and perhaps an 8th MotoGP world title. But, as always, this is just the start of the racing weekend. There's still FP2, qualifying and the main race, which will be the proving ground. But one thing is clear, Le Mans has witnessed the return of the baby alien to peak performance. It will be interesting to see if Marquez can maintain this impressive performance in FP1 throughout the weekend, or if his rivals will be able to turn things around. One thing is for sure, public enthusiasm is now at an all-time high. The 2025 French MotoGP officially kicked off with an explosion of speed from one Marc Marquez. On the other hand, speed that surprised many. Right from the start of the FP1 session, Marquez showed signs that he was in top form. He confidently sped his Desmosedici GP25 through corner after corner, showing the combination of balance, aggressiveness and control that has come to characterize his racing style. His fastest lap time not only beat every rider on the grid, but was also faster than the previous record that had stood since the 1,000 cubic centimeters engine era. It should be noted that the first free practice session is usually used by riders to find the basic setup of the bike and adapt to the character of the track. But Marquez seems to have gone one step further. While other riders were still trying to find the right grip and optimal suspension settings, Marquez immediately stepped on the gas and created a significant time gap from his rivals. Lightning adaptation on the Ducati. Many observers predicted it would take Marquez at least half a season to really click with the Ducati bike. However, the 32-year-old racer showed extraordinary adaptation in a relatively short time. Now with the full support of the factory Ducati team, Marquez has the best resources he has never experienced over the past few seasons. The Desmosedici GP25 is known as one of the fastest bikes on the grid, but it is also known to be very wild and difficult to conquer. But that's exactly what makes it suitable for Marquez's character, who is known for being reckless, technical, and has very high racing instincts. That combination is now a nightmare for his rivals. Direct impact on world champion competition. This brilliant performance signals that Marquez is again a serious threat in the race for the world title. Currently the standings are still led by Jorge Martin, with Francesco Bagnaia continuing to stick closely. But with this FP1 result, Marquez seems to be saying, he is not just back as a participant, but as a contender. This FP1 is a kind of reminder for everyone. Marquez is still there, and he is hungry for victory, said one MotoGP commentator from Europe. And with the Ducati bike, he might be more dangerous than ever. The reaction from the paddock was equally interesting. Many other riders and team crews seemed surprised by the speed displayed by Marquez. Even his own teammate, Francesco Bagnaia, was seen having a serious discussion with the pit crew after seeing the telemetry data from the session. The challenge is still long, but the direction is clear. Of course, the victory in FP1 does not mean anything in the standings. There's still FP2, FP3, qualifying, the sprint race, and the main race to go. The Le Mans circuit is also known to be unpredictable, especially when it comes to the weather, which often changes. But one thing is now certain, Marc Marquez's mentality and performance are on the right track. If this performance continues until race day, it is not impossible that the French GP will be the starting point for Marc Marquez's rise in the new era with Ducati. Many predict that Marquez can win the world title again this season if his consistency is maintained. And if that really happens, then MotoGP 2025 will go down as the year that the legend rose again, challenged a new generation, and confirmed that a true champion is never truly lost, just waiting for the right time to shine again. The flagship rider of the factory Ducati Lenovo team, Marc Marquez, again caught the attention of MotoGP lovers after taking to the track at the Bugatti circuit, Le Mans, today, Wednesday, August 5th, to try out a number of new components embedded in his Desmosedici GP25 bike. This test is an important part of Ducati's technical development series, which is racing to maintain their performance at the top of the 2025 MotoGP standings. This private practice session was conducted in a relatively closed atmosphere, but some technical details began to be revealed through reports from the crew in the paddock and internal comments from the team. Marquez, who is in his first season with Ducati after parting ways with Repsol Honda, was seen very actively discussing with team technicians after a series of laps on the latest version of the Desmosedici. According to information circulating, some of the new components tested today include a new aerodynamics package, including a fairing with a slightly slimmer design and additional small fins on the top side to increase downforce at high speeds. Not only that, but the front suspension and braking system have also been revised to provide better stability in the technical sector of Le Mans, a circuit that demands sudden braking and sharp acceleration. Ducati is also known to be testing new mapping on the electronics, particularly in the traction control and engine braking management sectors, two vital elements to accommodate Marquez's trademark aggressive riding style when entering and exiting corners. It's a very competitive bike, and today I could feel some significant improvements, Marquez said in the team's official statement. We tried some new solutions, and I think there is a positive direction. It's too early to conclude, but Ducati is working very fast and smart. That keeps me motivated. This test session was also a measure of how quickly Marquez began to integrate with the Ducati DNA. Although he is not a rookie, adapting to a bike with a very different design philosophy from Honda's RC213V remains a challenge. However, Marquez has shown faster progress than many observers had initially expected. He has even finished in the top 5 several times and poses a serious threat to his teammate, Francesco Bagnaia, the defending champion. Ducati Lenovo team manager Davide Tardazzi stated that this development process is part of the team's medium-term strategy. We know that with Marc, we have a rider with great experience and development instincts. His feedback is very useful for us, especially in delivering a more complete bike on all types of circuits, said Tardazzi. On the other hand, this test is also Ducati's anticipatory step against pressure from rival teams such as KTM and Aprilia, who have also shown a surge in performance at the start of this season. With the gap between manufacturers closing, technical development can no longer be done reactively, it must be aggressive and proactive. Meanwhile, Le Mans itself is known as a circuit that delivers unpredictable results. With unpredictable weather and a complex layout, any slight technical advantage can lead to a big difference in the final result. Therefore, Marquez's success in testing and giving feedback on the new components could be Ducati's trump card ahead of Sunday's race day. Fans are now waiting to see if these technical changes will pay off in the French Grand Prix. If they do, it's not impossible that Marc Marquez will be back on the podium or even take his first win with Ducati. On the other hand, Marquez, who only joined the factory Ducati team this season, was seen doing a series of intensive laps on a bike that had been modified in several key areas. The new components tested included the latest aerodynamics package, updated electronics, and a new front suspension that is said to be more stable in fast corners, a very important characteristic at the Le Mans circuit, which is known for its combination of fast corners and hard braking. According to an internal team source, Marquez gave direct feedback to the Ducati engineers after the first few laps. He was reportedly quite satisfied with the bike's improved stability and response, although there were still some areas that he felt needed to be refined, particularly in terms of traction when exiting slow corners. I feel there is significant progress on the front of the bike. The bike feels more communicative, especially when I press in the second and third sectors of the circuit, Marquez said briefly in the paddock. We are still evaluating the data, but the direction of development is very positive. This move shows how serious Ducati Lenovo is in maintaining their competitive performance amidst the intense competition this season. With Marquez known as an aggressive and experienced rider, the adaptation to these new components is expected to give him an added advantage on the track. Today's test was also an important opportunity for Marquez to become more attuned to the characteristics of the Desmacedicide GP25, a bike that is technically different from the RC213V he rode for years with Honda. The speed of Marquez's adaptation to the Ducati has been one of the hot topics throughout the early part of the season, and tests like this are crucial to support his march towards further podium finishes. The French MotoGP main event takes place on Sunday, and fans will be eager to see if the new components can have an immediate impact on Marquez's performance this weekend.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.